Dark Shadows, number 117, VTR 112966, air 12666, take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. Months ago, I came to Collinwood to begin a new life, only to find I may die here. I am held captive in a secret room in a deserted old house, and the inhabitants of Collinwood have only begun to suspect I'm missing.
Carolyn's car is gone.
Then perhaps she did drive to Bangor with Vicky.
Oh, I think it's entirely possible.
Why didn't Carolyn tell me she was going to do that? Bangor's a long way off.
Well, maybe she was just going to give Vicky a lift into town, and then she decided to take her all the way. Oh, Mrs. Stoddard, I'm sure that's the way it happened.
I'm not so sure. I wish I could get in touch with Joe Haskell. Carolyn must be with him.
Oh, but if Carolyn was on a date, her car wouldn't be there. The young man would have picked her up.
That's true. I don't remember a time when Joe hasn't called for her.
Well, there you are.
It does seem logical that the girls are together, but somehow I can't get over that strange feeling I have about Vicky.
What feeling's that?
That she's in some kind of trouble.
Well, why would you think that?
Oh, I don't know, but ever since she's come to this house, she's gotten into trouble. She seems to court disaster.
Disaster?
Oh, I know it sounds melodramatic, but I think something is very wrong.
I'm sure you're imagining things, Mrs. Stoddard. I think that Vicky and Carolyn are together, and they're both fine.
Well, maybe my imagination is overactive, but I started getting nervous when I saw this paper and the picture of Matthew.
It's a frightening picture, all right.
Brought back that horrible night when he tried to kill Vicky. And now that she hasn't arrived in Bangor and...
Well, you just put two and two together and connected it.
Yeah, I guess it's a wild stretch of the imagination. I mean, the sheriff said that Matthew is miles and miles away from here.
Oh, he wouldn't be coming back to Collinsport. Everybody in town knows him.
I know.
Are you expecting someone?
No.
Oh, Joe. Joe, come in.
Hello, Mr. Stoddard.
Joe,
My landlady told me that you had called. She said it was urgent.
isn't Carolyn with you?
Carolyn, no. Why?
I thought she had a date with you.
No, I haven't seen her. I haven't seen or talked to Carolyn in over a week.
Well, then I guess Vicky and Carolyn must be together. Both the girls seem to have disappeared.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm probably the last person in the world who'd know where Carolyn could be.
It was a wonderful evening, Bert.
Was. It's not over yet.
I don't want it to be.
Neither do I. How would you like a nightcap?
Are you sure I'm allowed? You're not going to ask me for my ID card?
Not this time. This time you pass muster.
I'm glad you're not treating me like a little girl any longer.
I never thought of you as a little girl.
No?
Definitely not.
How do you think of me?
As a very beautiful and desirable young woman. How does that sound?
That'll do fine.
All right, what do you have to drink?
Whatever you're having.
Well, I think we ought to have something special for the occasion. I'm fresh out of champagne. How does brandy sound?
That sounds perfect.
I think we ought to have a toast. Here's to us. And many happy times ahead.
Will there be more happy times?
If I have anything to say about it.
You do.
Well, then why don't we sit down and relax, not stand on ceremony?
All right.
What's so funny?
I was thinking of the expression on Mother's face if she could see me now. Uncle Roger, too. They would absolutely die.
Think of it, their little girl, alone in a man's apartment.
Especially your apartment. Uncle Roger would have a fit, not to mention Mother.
What'd they say when you told him the princess was having dinner with a big bad wolf, huh?
They didn't say anything. I didn't tell them where I was going.
You eluded the castle guards. That's quite a feat.
Uncle Roger was out for the evening, and Mother was much too involved in business to pay very much attention to me.
What was she doing? Trying to raise money, huh?
Oh, going over ledgers or some dull thing. I don't really understand very much about it. I just know she probably won't notice that I'm gone.
What if she does?
I'll tell her I had dinner with a friend.
I hope I fit into that category.
I'll have to say it was a girlfriend. I'll tell them I was out with Janet Fisher. They'll never bother to check.
I don't feel much like Janet Fisher.
I'm glad you're not.
So am I.
I hate to lie to Mother and Uncle Roger, but I'm tired of listening to them scream at me. There's no reason why they should know I'm with you. Unless you tell them.
My lips are sealed. It's our secret. Huh?
Good.
Did you tell Vicky about our date?
No. Why?
Oh, I just didn't want word to get back to the guardians of the castle.
No, I didn't say a word to Vicky. Oh, but then she wasn't interested. She was much too busy making her own plans. She has big plans for this weekend.
Oh?
She's spending the whole weekend with her new boyfriend.
Boyfriend? I didn't know Vicky had a boyfriend.
Oh, very definitely. His name is Frank Garner. Vicky met him in Bangor.
And so did I, briefly. I thought he was helping her find out more about her past. I didn't know there was a personal interest between them.
Vicky seems very interested. I haven't seen Frank for years, but Vicky tells me he's terribly handsome.
Does she?
I'm glad Vicky's met someone she's interested in. It's nice for her.
Yeah, sure. It's good for her. Can I freshen your drink?
I still have plenty.
Well, I think I'll freshen mine.
It bothers you, doesn't it?
What bothers me?
Hearing about Vicky and Frank. Knowing she's spending the weekend with him in Bangor.
Of course it doesn't bother me. It doesn't concern me in the least. Why should it?
That's what I'm wondering, Burke.
You serious? You really think there's something going on between little Miss Goody Two-Shoes and me?
Is that how you think of Vicky?
I think of Vicky as a very nice little girl.
She's older than I am.
In years, maybe. Not in other ways.
I can understand how any man would be attracted to Vicky. She's a very pretty girl.
Ah, well, she hasn't cornered the beauty market. There are many pretty girls in the vicinity. In the immediate vicinity.
Are you sure you don't like Vicky more than you pretend?
Sure, I like her. I like her very much. But if anybody's going to get jealous, I should be the one.
You?
How about all those suitors knocking at your door?
What suitors?
The name Joe Haskell comes to mind.
I haven't seen Joe for weeks. And the last time I did, it was impossible and rude.
I heard that you were practically engaged at one time.
Yes, I was, but
But what?
nothing. Do you mind if we don't talk about Joe?
I don't mind at all. Let's forget about boyfriends and governesses and concentrate on us.
What about us?
I thought we were going to relax and have a good time.
We are.
You don't look relaxed.
I don't.
Why don't you kick off your shoes and make yourself at home?
Okay.
Yeah. Now you look much more relaxed.
I am.
Would you like some more brandy?
Okay.
Don't drink it yet. We have another toast to make.
Another one?
Yes. Here's to a very, very special evening.
That remains to be seen.
Well, what time did Carolyn disappear?
A few hours ago.
Oh, well, do you have any particular reason to suspect that something might have happened to her?
No, not really.
She could have gone to a movie. She might be visiting a friend. There are all sorts of places she could be.
Well, it's not really Carolyn I'm worried about. It's Vicky.
Vicky.
Yes. She's supposed to be visiting a friend in Bangor. Well, he called and said she wasn't on any of the buses that arrived there. Now, we know she left here, so where could she be?
Well, I still think it's possible that Carolyn drove her to Bangor.
Well, I don't think she would have done that without telling me.
Where was Vicky supposed to catch the bus? At the Collinsport Inn?
Yes.
Well, she may be down there still for some reason. Let me check on that. Maggie? Joe Haskell. I'm fine. Listen, I'm calling for Mrs. Stoddard. Have you seen Vicky? Well, did you see her earlier at all? Are you sure? Oh, listen, have you been on duty all day? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. No, Mrs. Stoddard's just anxious to locate her. Right. Yeah, thanks again. Maggie's been on duty all day, and Vicky hasn't been to the coffee shop. It means she didn't even get down to the bus.
No, I really am worried.
Well, Mrs. Johnson could be right, Mrs. Stoddard. Vicky and Carolyn are probably together.
I suppose so. But there's one thing I don't understand.
What?
Well, Carolyn asked Mrs. Johnson to press her dress. Now, she wouldn't worry about her dress and she was going someplace special. What's so special about going to Bangor with Vicky?
Well, that's true. She did, carry on about the dress. She wanted it to be very special. She said she wanted to look especially pretty tonight.
Well, that's why I assumed she had a date with you.
Well, she isn't with me. She might have had a date with someone else.
Who?
I look for her if you want me to, Mrs. Stoddard, but only if you want me to.
I know what you're thinking, Joe. And I hope you're wrong.
You want me to look for her, Mrs. Stoddard?
Yes, please.
I hope she is with Vicky. I hope I don't find her.
You know something? Half the female population in the world would trade their souls for skin like yours.
Well, thank you very much. All compliments accepted with pleasure.
Nice, soft skin. Soft as a baby's.
Berg,
What is it?
never mind.
If you've got something to say, go ahead and say it.
I just wish I understood you better.
What's to understand?
I'm never sure if you mean what you say to me,
Why shouldn't I mean it?
because I'm a Collins.
My quarrel is with Roger. Fortunately, you don't resemble him in the least.
I'm still a Collins.
You're a very lovely girl. That's all that interests me.
I'd like to believe that.
Believe it. believe it now?
Were you expecting someone?
No. Who is it?
Joe Haskell.
What do you want?
Is Carolyn in there?
Tell him yes. Hello, Joe. Are you spying for my mother now? How manly of you.
I'm not spying on you. I don't care where you go or what you do. I'm only here because your mother's worried.
Did she call you?
That's right. I think you better let me take you home.
I'm not leaving until I want to leave.
When'll that be, tomorrow morning?
You have no right to talk to me like that, Joe.
You better use your handkerchief. The devil in the shade of lipstick you're wearing doesn't suit you.
Okay, Joe. I think you made your little speech. You better be going now.
All right, but Carolyn's coming with me.
I'm not going anyplace.
You heard the lady. Let's go. I said let's go.
Joe! Stop it! Stop it! Both of you.
I don't know why I bother fighting over you. You're not worth it.
Well, if that's your opinion of me, then why bother with me? Leave me alone.
I intend to.
Good. I don't like snoops and people who spy on other people.
I only came here because of Vicky.
Vicky,
Yeah, she's disappeared.
what do you mean?
Well, Mrs. Stoddard thought she might be with Carolyn. That's the only explanation we could think of, so that's the only reason I came.
Now, wait a minute. When was Vicky missing?
She hasn't disappeared. She's gone to Bangor with Frank Garner.
No, she never got to Bangor. She never even got to the bus. We've checked. She just seems to have vanished.
That's weird.
Yes, and I don't like it very much. We're going up to Collinwood right now.
To Collingwood.
Yes. See if we can find Vicky. She might be in danger.
I doubt that very much. Burke, I don't think it's a good idea for you to go up to the house.
I haven't got time to argue with you. Come on, let's get going.
Hello? Oh, yes, Frank. Any news? Oh. No, nothing. Do you think I should phone the sheriff? Yes, I guess it's still possible that Carol and Vicky are together. Somebody just came in. Can I call you back? I will. Carol.
Hello, Mother.
Then you were with him.
That's right, I was.
What's this about Vicky?
When did she disappear?
Joe, what happened to your face? Did you get into a fight?
I lost my temper.
Never mind about that. What's this about Vicky?
What about her?
I'll tell you later. I also have several other things to say to you later. In the meantime, just please go to your room.
I'm not a little girl, Mother, and I won't be ordered around like one.
Please go to your room.
All right. Good night, Burke.
Good night.
Come in here, Burke. I'd like to talk to you.
I'd like to talk to you.
I'll make this short and to the point, Burke. Your quarrel with Roger has nothing to do with my daughter. Please leave her alone.
I'm not here to discuss Carolyn. Whatever the personal differences are between us, they are beside the point. I'm here to help you find Vicky.
I don't need your help.
You need anybody's help you can get. Don't you realize that Matthew...
You think that Matthew...
Matthew is missing. Vicky is missing. And if there's any possible connection between the two, we've got to find Vicky before it's too late. Now, let's please forget our personal differences. Haskell! Come in here. I need you.
What do you want?
We're going to search for Vicky. I think she might be in danger.
Oh, well, I'll do anything I can.
When was the last time that you saw her?
About 4 o'clock, I paid her her salary, and she said goodbye to me.
Did you see her leave the house?
No, but I know she left,
How do you know that?
because her suitcase is gone. It was in the hall when we were talking.
What kind of a suitcase was it?
A weekend case.
What was the color?
Red plaid, why?
Because I noticed a suitcase like that in the foyer right behind the door, just as I came in.
What?
I was hanging up my coat and I saw it. Is this Vicky's bag?
Yes, it is.
And she never left Collinwood.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.